Hi, we're going to go over a practice assessment, and in this practice assessment I'm going to take you through the achieve bit and then the merit, then the excellence. Now the achieve bit is only task A, so for task A, this one here, let's try that again. For task A, this one here, that's all you need for achieve level, right? Task B, C and D go on to the merit and excellence levels. So what we're looking for is we're going to do totals. Hopefully you've looked at the video before and you've done these for the equations. Those are the two totals, and then we have a balance equation. So this one that I'm going to highlight here, the bathroom design needs twice as many grey tiles as white tiles. That's your balance equation. Got the price of the tiles. Should know how to do this by this stage. So we say let the white tiles equal W, grey tiles G and black tiles black. We want a total equation, so you've got the total for the tyres, that's equation 1. We have a total here for the cost in dollars. And then the other one is our balance equation, G equals 2W. So that balance equation is that one there. Do a seesaw to figure that one out. So we do our box with A, B and C, A, B, C and D. So you write in for equation A, equation 1. Just copy it in. So exactly as you see it here is what you write in down here. Exactly the same. To work out equation 2, we have to combine 1 and 2. So I need to move the 2W to the other side. That makes it negative 2W. So by moving from the 2W from the right side to the left, it becomes negative 2W. I've got a 2 by the W here. I need a 2 by this W. So I multiply equation 1 by 2. That's how I get double 2W, 2G, 2B equals 4,000. That's doubling equation 1. And I've got what I've done over here. I can now subtract away equation 1 from 2. So what I've got is 2W minus 2W, it disappears. So that there comes out to nothing. Then I go 2G, I'm adding these rather, 2W and negative 2W. Because the negative is with this, I can add the equations. 2G and G makes the 3G. 2B, there's no B's here, nothing there, so it just stays as 2B. 4,000 plus 0. So I write that in as equation B. That is my equation B, which I've got down here. So I just redo my fixed box. This focuses my attention. To work out C, I've got to combine 1 and 3. So see how I've got here, I've got the number 0.7 beside the W. I have to multiply equation 1 by 0.7. So this is what I've done here, equation 1 times 0.7, and it gives me this equation. I write then equation 3, this one here right below it. So there's equation 3 written below it. Then I'm going to subtract everything here. So I subtract away all of this equation. So the 0 disappears. That gives me 0.2G, 0.1B, 260. That is my equation C, which I write in over here. So I've done that here. So I've got A, B, and C. Now to work out D, I have to combine B and C. So I've got 3 here. So I'm going to multiply equation C by 3. And I've got 0.2 here. So I'm going to multiply equation B by 2.2. So this is what I've done. I've done my working down here. B times 0.2 gives us this. And C times 3 gives us this. Now I can subtract these away. And when I subtract them, the 0.6G just disappears, comes to nothing. 0.4 gives you that, and so you get 0.1B equals 20. That goes in equation D, which I've written down here. So I type that in, so hopefully that is understandable. Now I solve this one here, so I have to move the 0.1 to the other side. It's multiplied on the left, so I divide it to the right. That gives me 200 as my answer. So D equals 200. Then I take either B or C to work out what the other one is. So I'm going to take equation B and I'm going to write 3G plus B, but instead of writing this letter B, I'm going to put 200 in its place, which is what I've done down here. So here's equation B, which is 3G plus 2B, which is 200 equals 4,000. Multiply out the brackets and move the 400 to the other side, change sign. So that becomes minus 400. So how do I get rid of this times 3? I divide it to the other side, and that gives me 1,200. So there's G. Then I take equation A in my fixed box and I write it out. So there's equation A. That's from the box. And then I replace G and B with numbers. G is 1,200 and B is 200. So here it is, W plus G plus B, and I write the numbers in there, 200 and 1,200. Add these numbers together, it becomes 1,400. Subtract it to the other side, and W is 600. So we have now solved it. Then we have to write the answer in context. So in context, this means they need to buy 600 white, 1,200 grey, and 200 black tiles. That is almost good enough for Achieve. You need to do one more thing, and that is to draw a diagram. The unique solution, start off with a Y, like that. There's your unique solution. Then colour in the planes. So geometrically it looks like this. Equation 1 on the left, equation 2 at the top, equation 3, and there's your unique solution. Completing that will give you 3 credits at achieved level. Then we're going to go on to task B, and task B is this one here. We're looking at these here. What will it cost? Equations 1 and 2. Suppose they decrease to 40 cents, then equation 3 would be a new price. So they decrease the price to 40 cents, then equation B would be 0.4, 0.5, 0.6 equals the new price. Now, because they decreased the price and they're tiling the bathroom, they wouldn't need to adjust the number of tiles they did. It would just affect the price. So we've got point B, 0.4 times 600, 1,200, 600. Where did I get these? Those are the number of tiles that we've found in a previous answer equals the new price, and we find the new price is $960. So this is for merit. This is relational thinking. So that means you have dropped $180. You've saved $180 when the price drops from 70 cents to 40 cents. So for each 1 cent drop in price, they're going to save a cent for each of the 600 tiles of the white tiles they buy. So they're going to save $6 for each tile. For each cent dropped, they're going to save $6 when they buy 100 tiles. And that's enough to give you merit. And now we're going to go on to the excellence part. Now Duncan's wife wants to change the design. She wants 10% more white tiles than grey tiles. So how should he change the order? So here we have the balance equation. That's the original one. This one here is going to change because that was double. So what we're going to do now is we're going to draw a seesaw. And there are more whites, so that's going to weigh down here. But we want 10% more white tiles than grey tiles. So we're going to have to multiply this side by 10%. So what we do is we times it by 1.10. That's the whole price plus the 10%. So we get this equation for equation 2. W equals 1.1 G. Now this here really requires a little bit of knowledge of fractions and decimals and percents, mainly percent increase. So white and grey tiles, they total 1,400. We know they need 200 black tiles. I assume this will not change because they're tiling the bathroom. They have these conditions. They need a fixed number of tiles. Only the white and grey, the black tiles will not change, just the white and grey ratio. So I'm going to assume that, and I put what I assume. So we've got white and grey, we've got that one there, and we've got something, the white and grey, we don't know how many of each. Sorry, the white plus the black equals, oh no, that's right. White and grey equals 1,400. we've got the white is 1.1 G, so I'm going to put in there 1.1 G plus 400. That gives me 2.1 G, because this here is 1 G, so we just add the numbers, 2.1 G. To get rid of this 2.1, we divide it to the other side, and when we divide it into the other side, it gives us 666.6 reoccurring, so around about 667 tiles. And then you can work out what the white ones are, because we take the 667 times it by 1.10, that's 10% extra, and it gives you 733. So then the new price. Well, there's the prices, and we have a mixture here because they need 733, 667, 200. That's going to give me the new price. When you work out the left-hand side, it's $966.60. So that's showing relational thinking. I think this is probably still merit. The next one is going to be your excellence one, task D. Maggie. So this is a new task, a new person. She's shopping for tiles, white, grey and black. So forget about everything there. She needs 800 tiles, so that's a total. She's going to spend 480, that's a total. And she wants to use the same number of white tiles as grey tiles. That's your balance equation. So you write those three out. Whoops, what happened there? We'll flick back to the top. Where are we going? Gone too far. Yeah, here it is. All right. So here are our three equations. You've got your 800, your balance equation, your cost of the tiles. You put your box A, B, C, D in there. To work out A, write it in. Balance A and B, 1 and 2 to get B. So we just add those together. That gives us B, write it in there. To work out what C is, you've got to multiply the top by 0.7 as we did before. So we can get that from the previous question. And I've done it over here, minus 3. Sorry, we didn't do it from the previous question because it has a new total there. So be careful. But same method as from the previous question. So that's C. Now to get D, we have to combine B and C. So if we have a look at B, here we've got to multiply C by 10, because when I go 10 times that, it gives me the same number as the 2G there. So I multiply 10, equation C with 10, and it gives me 2G plus B equals 800. We take away 2G plus B equals 800, and we get 0 equals 0. That is a true statement. Because it's a true statement, there are many solutions. This is called consistent. When there are many solutions, it's consistent answers. So let's do the generalization. Let B equals N. So the number of black tiles, N, could be any amount. N stands for any number. So if we take equation B, we can write 2G plus the black one is any number equals 800. Move the N to the other side by subtracting, divide by 2, and that gives us our number of grey tiles. That's a general statement in terms of N. So whatever you choose for N, you can work out the number of grey tiles from this formula. Then you do the same for the top one here for the A equation. So write the A equation. And N cannot be bigger than 800, because if N goes over 800, you're going to get into the negatives. So there's a restriction there, N is less than 800. So go to the top equation. This is the equation A, or the equation 1. Put these in terms of N. So B we're going to replace with N. That's B. And G is replaced with all this. Where did I get this? I got it from up here, because that is what G is in terms of N. Now I'm going to double everything to get rid of the fractions. So I double that to give you 2 double. When I double that, the 2 disappears. When I double that, I get 2N. And when I double this, I get 1600. I can add my N's together and put the 800 to the other side. So I get this. And then I shift the N to the other side. We've got to divide everything by 2. And we get down to this one here. So we have our possible answers. That's the generalization equation. Again, N would have to be less than or equal to 800. because we're going to the negatives. So possible answers. Let n equal 100. So you've got 100 black. Well, how many white and grey would you need for the white equations? You need 800 minus 1, and you need 350, and grey equations 350. These are possible answers. And again, do if n is 200. Well, you can choose any other number. So you need 200 black, and for the number of white, you would need 300 and grey 300. So there are at least two solutions. You can do a third. Here's a general one. White and grey will always be the same amount, but the black must be less than 800 and must be an even number. So what does it look geometrically? The planes meet in one line, so there are many solutions. When you get down a true statement, this 0 equals 0 was equation D. That means that they all meet along that line. It's true, so they're like pages of a book. So you draw a solution like that. That's enough to get you excellence. That's a high excellence at this topic. Right, so I hope that was good. Pause the video as you go through, go back and understand. Till next time, see you later.